What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another North to South show here, presented by Touchdowns to Home Runs. And as you can tell, if you look behind me, it's just a blank wall. If you look at my microphone, I'm holding my microphone. You must be like, Noah, what is up? Where the heck are you? I unfortunately got COVID, and I'm stuck in isolation right now. But that doesn't mean I brought my camera. I did forget my HDMI cord, so I can't go live. But I got my camera, I got the microphone, and I got TVs, multiple screens all over this place that have been playing college football all day. And after this whole day of watching college football, I'm going to come up with a couple videos just about recapping some of the things that I saw in the SEC today. There's no other way for me to start it off than talk about this Texas-Arkansas game, because I just finished watching the game. If you've been living under a rock, Arkansas beat the Texas Longhorns. Yes, that is right. Unranked Arkansas just beat the Texas Longhorns 40-21. I got my computer to my right here. What a gutsy game. All I have to say, first off, congratulations to Arkansas and their fans. I'm not going to come out here and pretend like I picked Arkansas to win this game. I actually picked Texas to win by over the spread. Texas was favored by 7. I thought Texas was going to win by over 7. And even though Arkansas has been a team that I've been backing all offseason and saying that this team will make a bowl game, I thought that this Texas game was going to be out of reach for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And yet what they did was completely prove me wrong, and they proved pretty much everyone else that lives in a place outside of Arkansas, outside of the state of Arkansas. They proved the rest of the college football nation incorrect tonight. And it was an amazing performance, because honestly, going into this game, I knew Arkansas had the defense to be able to win this football game. I knew that there's no question about that. I mean, you look at the linebackers that this team has. Some of the best linebackers or most underrated linebackers in all the SEC. When you think about linebackers in the SEC, you're not going to think about Arkansas straight away, but I tell you, they got some ball players there. And then even in the secondary, I think Arkansas all around has a very, very good defense this season. So I knew Arkansas was going to have a good enough defense to be able to stop Texas, especially a Hudson Card run Texas offense. I think Casey Thompson is the guy at Texas. I think that they're going to start shifting towards that ever since this game, because obviously Hudson Card did not have the greatest game. But my main point of concern for Arkansas in this game was the offense. And I know Arkansas has the weapons around them. I mean, you look at Traylon Smith, you look at Traylon Burks, you look at a bunch of different guys on this team that provide so much firepower to this offense. It was just, my only question was at the quarterback position. And it was, is KJ Jefferson a guy who is ready to lead Arkansas out towards a win against Texas? And being honest, coming in before this game, I did not think KJ Jefferson was that guy. But if I pull away one reason, if I look at this Arkansas game and look at one reason why Arkansas was able to come out with a win in this game, how the game was managed by KJ Jefferson. Something that I think is still going to be underrated somehow in how Arkansas was able to win this game, because if you look at the box score, KJ Jefferson had 0 touchdown passes, and you're going to tell me, I'm going to sit here and tell you that KJ Jefferson is, for me at least, one of the biggest reasons why Arkansas won't win out and won this football game. Guys, it doesn't always take in the SEC when you have the guys around you like KJ Jefferson does at Arkansas. Now, not everyone believes that there's talent in Arkansas, but when the guys in that locker room believe in it and everything like that, and you got KJ Jefferson, you know the guys that you have around you, you know you got a good defense who can go out and get some stops, you know you got a good running back behind you, you know you got some good receivers. You don't need to go out there and play like a star each and every single week to come out with a game. Now, there are some games that you do need to do that, but this wasn't one of those games, and KJ Jefferson knew that, and he just stepped back. He did throw 1 interception in this game, but if I look at the stat sheet here, 14 for 19. He only threw 19 balls, but completed 14 of them. That is pretty good on my book. 138 yards passing, and then another 78 yards rushing for him. His ability to improvise today was absolutely outstanding. If you watch this kid, just sometimes Texas was bringing the pressure. Sometimes he was able to escape and make some big plays with his feet. KJ Jefferson was by far the guy that I was most impressed with in this game. And moving forward, looking at this guy going forward, he is an SEC level caliber quarterback. Arkansas, seeing him and this Arkansas offense going forward is going to be very, very exciting for the next coming weeks. Now, you look at what specifically won Arkansas this game. Obviously, I said KJ Jefferson was what stood out to be the most in the way that he was able to manage the game and everything like that. But if we're talking what won Arkansas this game, offense or defensively, in which part of those specific categories, you obviously go offensively, and you obviously go with the rushing game, because Arkansas rushed for 333 yards. And even though Texas put up 124 yards rushing, when you allow 333 yards rushing, as a defense, it's going to be really hard to win the game. And Arkansas today, look at the stat sheet. So I said Traylon Smith rushed for 75 yards. KJ Jefferson rushed for 73. You had AJ Green rushing for 67. Raheem Sanders rushing for 50. Johnson rushing for 44. And Malik Hornsby rushing for 29. That is a total of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that I just named off, but 5 guys who rushed for over 40 yards in this game. And some of those guys were in the low 70s. Absolutely outstanding performance, not only by this Arkansas running back core or this Arkansas rushing game, because it wasn't only the running backs. I said it before, KJ Jefferson played a huge role in how Arkansas was able to rush the football today, but this Arkansas offensive line absolutely bullying a pretty good, if you think, listen to me, as much as people are going to say after this game, Texas's defense sucks because they let up 40 points against Arkansas. Texas has a good defense. No matter how you feel about this game, I still believe that Texas has a very good defense. And the fact that Arkansas's D-line or O-line was able to bully Texas to that degree, very, very, very good sign for this Arkansas team. So seeing this Arkansas team going forward in the SEC, first of all, they're 2-0. No matter how you feel about how they started out that Rice game, obviously it wasn't the pretty of starts. You could have had a locker rate over start. They came out with a win in that game, and they still won 38-17. They pick up the win against Rice. You go out, you come home, you have an amazing win against Texas. It was an amazing scene out there in Fayetteville, Arkansas, for the return of Texas, when Texas is now going to finally come back to the SEC, and having Texas come back and having this rivalry renewed. Absolutely amazing atmosphere. So what's Arkansas going to be looking for going forward? I think you found what your offense is. 110% in this game. I think you found what your offense is. Even though you have some amazing weapons on the outside, you know that your offense revolves around its rushing game. And not only with your running backs, but with your quarterback as well. So that is going to be a huge point of emphasis on Arkansas moving forward. If they want to be as productive, if they want to hang 40 points on all these other teams, like, let's be honest, they go up against Texas A&M very, very soon. They're going to go up against many other SEC opponents that have very good defenses. If you want to be able to put up a 40 spot against those teams who also have good offenses and you know are going to hang up at least a 20-point game on you, and you want to go out and put up some legitimate points like you did in this game, you're going to have to really rely on that rushing game like Arkansas did today. So that is very, very, very good to figure out for Arkansas. If you're an Arkansas fan right now and you're watching this, you must feel very relieved that you know what your offense is only in the second game of the season. And you know that you can score with that point of emphasis on your offense, because some teams know what their strength is on offense, but they still ain't putting up 40 points against a pretty good defense. Again, I still think Texas has a good defense. They're still not putting up 40 points against a Texas defense. So Arkansas moving forward, let's take a look at their schedule real quick. Arkansas plays Georgia Southern next weekend, and then the big game in Dallas, obviously, when they play Texas A&M, and then following up with that with Georgia. So after next week, the schedule does get a bit rough, but for my pick at least, when I picked Arkansas making a bowl game, the fact that they're probably going to start the season at 3-0 is looking really, really, really good on my part. And if you're an Arkansas fan, I don't want to make a call or anything. I don't want to make it 100%, but bowling does look very much in reach right now. And not only bowling, if you go out and beat Texas, bowling shouldn't be your only goal. I mean, this Arkansas team is going to compete in the West this year. Like, maybe not with your Alabamas, but obviously Mississippi State, you're going to have Auburn's going to be a competition. You're going to have LSU be a competition. Arkansas isn't looking forward to becoming a bottom tier team again in the SEC West. They're trying to make their way up that standings rankings, and that's exactly what Arkansas is starting to do. So an amazing win for Arkansas today, and Sam Pittman really getting the bus rolling, or the train rolling, whatever you want to call it, in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So that's going to be all for the video today, guys. I appreciate you for tuning in. Like down below, comment, subscribe. Obviously, amazing game for Arkansas. Congratulations to Arkansas, and definitely come back next time.